Hey guys, this is René. I'm back with another strategy analysis for the 50K live trading account. I did this weekly, but now I kind of decided to switch to a monthly review because I realized that not so many people are watching the weekly reviews, and honestly, there's not too much happening. So if you were wondering why I kind of skipped the weekly reviews, this is the reason. But here we are at the end of a month. And I want to make a summary for the general, just in general for the performance of this account. Have a look at the strategies, how they made profits or losses in the last few months. And in total, I trade this account now for a little bit over 5 months. So you can see I started trading at the end of March and now it's the end of August. So this should be like 5 months. And yeah, the total profit is what we can see here. So the total profit currently is 14,452 euro on a total deposit of 15,000 euro. So not the 100% anymore, but very, very close to it. And yeah, in this video, I want to analyze how the strategies contributed to this profit. First of all, maybe let's have a look at the overall trades and the overall development of the indices, especially in the last month. And this is the German stock index, which is going super strong in the last few weeks. And we can see here there was just lately there was a profit of over 10%. Unfortunately, the strategies were not really able to capitalize on this move. I think this is what we will see in a second if we have a look at this in the trade buddy. But yeah, let's also cover the rest of the stock indices here. US 30, we had a similar price jump, also 8% profit after the last little setback here. And then US Tech, which did not recover as strongly as the other two indices. So we can see after this major setback of like 15%, the recovery so far is, this also says 15%, but based on this price here, it's of course not 15%. So yeah, it just recovered 2/3 of this latest setback. So this is for the indices. So we should assume that US 30 and DE 40 had some good trades, but again, I think DE 40 is not as good as it should be. We will see this in a second. Let's also cover some of the currencies here. And I think especially USD Japanese yen will be very interesting because this one was performing very, very good lately. So we can see there were some big winning trades here. Also here was a big winning trade. This was a loss, but then another win, and another win just yesterday. So this strategy really made some huge profits, which is great because it had some struggles in the beginning of this account. But yeah, let's see how this turns out. Then in Euro-US dollar, there were not so many trades lately. It's a little bit boring, but I have really a very restrictive range filter here for Euro-US dollar. Here is the question, if this range filter is maybe too restrictive, and my testing results were not really fundamental enough. But yeah, I will maybe make changes here, but yeah, let's see. And then GBP-US dollar also had some wins, also some losses, so this will be just interesting to see how it turns out. And then maybe let's have a look at the last market, which is gold. Gold was coming down with a few losing trades lately. I don't know if I can find some of the losing trades. But yeah, here, for example, this was, I think, 500 euro loss. Then here was another big loss, also like 500 euro, I think. Here was another big loss. So there were some big losses, but also some profits in the last week, like 2 big wins, I think. So yeah, just a lot of stuff going on. I'm streaming live still pretty much every single day lately. So you can follow this on the channel if you're interested. I'm trying to keep it as transparent as possible to make a good example of how trading can look like. And now let's have a look at the analysis on my local PC. So you can see here, this is my TradeBuddy tool. If you want to use this tool, you will find the link in the description. You can get it for free, 100% free, no catch. And yeah, this is the performance so far of the last little bit more than 5 months trading this live trading account. And you can see I started with I trade this account like a 50K account. I talked about this in many other videos. So the 15K deposit is of course leveraged. So I trade this like a 50K account. This is also why in my TradeBuddy I set the initial balance to 50K. So we can see the performance here based on the 50K. And we can see that right now we are close to the all-time highs. Not there just yet, but it's very, very close, and it's a very, very good situation in which we can find this account right now. If we have a look at the key figures, we can see there are nearly 600 trades already, which means there are a little bit over 100 trades per month, and the total net profit, as I said, 14,000 something, and the profit factor is very, very good. Then let's have a look at the strategies. I think this is the most interesting part. So if we go to the filters here, and if we go to the strategies, and I'm filtering for the whole period here, for the whole over 5 months. So let's start with the strategies from top to bottom. Let's start with the go long strategy in the German stock index. And if we filter this, this is exactly what I was expecting. There is unfortunately a small loss in the German stock index trading the go long strategy, and also the last week was generating more losses than profits, which is not a good sign because the index was just going up. But the problem is most of the profits were in the early stages of the days. And this is where the strategy does not trade. The strategy starts trading after noon. So this is why the profits were not, or the strategy was not capitalizing on the profits. And this is somehow a problem, because if we see, I started trading this strategy at this level here. And from this level, the overall performance of the DE40 was definitely positive with over 4%. So it's not good that this strategy is not profitable right now. But on the other hand, a loss of 400 euro, of course, is not much on a 50K account. So it's not like super, super bad, but it's not as good as it could and should be, I would say. But I might have to do some more testing here, maybe decide to start trading earlier during the days, but I will need some more testings to do this, and I will see when I find the time and the motivation for this. So let's switch to the second market, which is the US 30, trading the go long strategy, and this one just moved to the profitable area here, profitable it's now in profit, and this one was capitalizing on the profits in the last week. But I trade this a little bit differently in the account. This is why here I now made profits. Also, it's not a big profit. It's just 250 euro, which is actually more or less break even. But if we have a look also here at the long-term performance, we can see this, of course, better than the German index, but also could be even better because I started trading this here, and from this point on it also made like 4% profit. So the profits could be even higher, but it's at least it's not negative, which is great. And if this market can continue the bullish movement here, I think the strategy can definitely generate some more profits. So that's it for US 30. So let's move to US Tech, and this one is definitely in profit by a huge amount. This is 5.5K in profit, which is over 10% on the initial balance of 50K. Which is great. And this really aligns with the performance pretty much of the movement here of the US tech. I mean, I started trading here. I changed the signal in the meantime a little bit, but yeah, the overall index was up 6.5% here, and the strategy was able to really capitalize on this and generate a profit of 10% on the account, which is super, super great. So I cannot be more happy about this. So US tech is really performing super good, as good as it could be performing at this point, and it's really making up for the not so well performing D40 and US 30. So this is the last strategy, or the last market where I trade the go long strategy. So I trade this in US tech, DE40 and US 30. So if I now take all of these three markets combined, there's still a profit of 5.4K. But yeah, as I showed before, all of the profits are pretty much coming from the US tech. But overall, this is a great performance with the strategy. It's a great addition for this portfolio. So let's move to the next strategy. Let's maybe cover the Turnaround Tuesday strategy next. And I trade the Turnaround Tuesday strategy also in all of these three index markets. So let's start with the DE40. And this is interesting. This is actually profitable by a good margin. 1.4K profit in DE40, which is great. Let's move to US 30 also. I think this is not as good. No, it's not. This generated a loss of 500 euro. It is what it is. It's not a huge loss. And let's now move to US tech. This one is barely profitable. Was not so good in the last 3 weeks. I traded, but it's more or less break even. So if we combine all of these three markets for the Turnaround Tuesday strategy, it is still in profit with 33 trades, but all of the profits are coming from the German index. So yeah, but it's another profitable strategy in the account, which is great. And now let's move to the last strategy that I trade here. Let's move to the range breakout strategy. And I trade this in different markets, 6 markets in total. Let's start with the USD Japanese yen. And yeah, this is exactly what I was expecting to see. There is a profit now with a very good profit factor actually. 500 euro profit. And as I explained before, we had a look at the chart already in USD Japanese yen, especially the last few days were very, very good with huge profits here, for example, here, and here. A lot of big winning trades, and we can also see this, of course, in the trade buddy. So if you have a look here, there was a profit of 300, there was a profit of 400, 250 profit, another 250, another 200. So you can see after a not so good start here for the first 2.5 or 3 months, the strategy was mainly losing, but then in the last 2 months, mainly the strategy recovered all of the losses and even made a nice profit. And yeah, this is why I always say you really have to look at the bigger picture. You cannot only take 1 week or a few months of performance for a strategy, but in my opinion, you should really have a look at it a little bit more long term. So USD Japanese yen is in profit now with a very good profit factor. Then Euro US dollar, as I said, this is not really trading a lot, but as by now it's in profit, just 150 euros. So it's not, cannot say a lot about this. It's just 9 trades, but it's a profit. And then GBP US dollar, I'm very interested to see how this worked out. Okay, it's more or less break even, little loss here. But yeah, I explained before, this was not performing so good in the last few weeks. There were some bigger losses, but I mean, it's still break even, which is kind of fine. So yeah, not super sad about this result. And then we have the DE40 where I trade the range breakout EA. This is not performing good. This is losing 270 euros so far, especially the last few days. Yeah, I also saw this in the live trading. The last days were just not performing good with this expert advisor in D40. Not a good profit factor of 40 trades and a loss of 270. Yeah, it's not perfect, but also it's not a long testing period so far. And then I trade in US 30, also not profitable, but just by a very small margin, so it's more or less break even in US30. And the last market where I trade the range breakout is gold, and this one is the best performing strategy so far in the account. Traded in gold, it's up 7.6k, which is crazy. And I trade this not from the beginning, but just from the end of April. And it's just the best performing strategy in this whole account. So you can see the profit factor is completely crazy. The equity is completely crazy. It's just going up. There was a few losing trades 2 weeks ago, I think, but the rest is just profitable. And I mean, of course, it's a very lucky period where I started trading this strategy in gold. It will not stay like this. There will be a lot more losses in the future, or at least the possibilities for this is very high, because a profit factor of 2 is, in my opinion, most of the time not sustainable long term. But yeah, so far it's performing just super, super good. So if we combine all of these 6 charts where I trade the range breakout strategy, there is a very, very solid profit of 7.88k, with most of the profits, nearly all of the profits, coming from gold. But yeah, this is the last strategy that I trade in this account. So we have the go long strategy, the turnaround Tuesday strategy, and the range breakout strategy. And right now, all of these strategies are profitable, especially the go long and the range breakout strategy are super profitable, but also the turnaround Tuesday strategy is profitable if we combine all of the markets or symbols where I trade this. So if we now go back to the overall performance, we can see this account is just super healthy. It's performing a lot better than I expected it to perform, and I hope that it can continue somehow like this. And yeah, that's the summary for this performance so far. I think I will stick to the monthly summaries instead of the weekly ones, because weekly ones are a little bit boring maybe, but monthly updates should also do it. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Hope you also made profits. And if you are not as stable with your trading so far, maybe you want to check out programming and trading automation for the MetaTrader 5. You will find all the links in the description of this video. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for following the project. Have a great time. Good trades. Bye.